All right, here's one for the prepper community and anyone that's thinking about becoming a prepper or into preparedness. If you don't want to be a prepper, sort of say, um, think about this. You can never have enough, right? You can never have enough as a prepper. Somebody that's really wanting to get in the game, you're always going to want that next level of product, from food storage to icebox to gear to firearms to survival axe, knife, tents, you name it, right? You're always gonna, and that's what keeps, I think, a lot of people motivated, right, to go to the next level and do more and do more. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I say this because let me jump out of this for a second and give you a story or a scenario. I'm going through a lot of my grandfather's stuff, getting rid of it, selling it, getting something else that's useful for him. And I find that there's a lot of useful things he has, but he physically cannot use it. It serves him no purpose, so it has no purpose for him. And he's not getting any use out of it, right? Keep those in mind. So it doesn't serve you any purpose. You're not getting any use out of it now, right? And you physically may no longer be able to operate machinery or a certain firearm, or maybe you just can't go hiking anymore and you have all these big backpacks, tents, etc. So as a person that's into preparedness, you always have to adapt and change. So while your stuff is not junk, or to say, you have to adjust your game, right? So maybe instead of having that big old huge backpack, maybe you downsizing it a small one, right? Maybe instead of having equipment that you no longer can use but it's still good, trade that for something that will help you. If it's a walking cane, a better flashlight, maybe you have 10 of them and you can sell 5 of them and apply that to a more current, high-end, powerful lumens flashlight, right? So you'll just have 1 or 2 instead of having 10. And so getting back to my grandfather, there's a lot of things that he has that is still useful that I'm going to keep for myself, and things that I don't see me using, even though it would be nice just to have it possession wise. I have to ask myself, does it serve me purpose? Can I use it, right? And will I be able to use it here in the near future, 2, 3, 5 years from now? Because I'm always thinking about stuff like that. So make sure you're not a hoarder, or you're a prepper who hoards, which I know it's hard to do, right? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, that you don't find yourself with all this stuff and no use for it. No use for it in the sense that you're not using it, you can't use it, right? And it serves you no purpose. So those are things that I think a lot of preppers don't think about when they get into this game, or they've been in the game long enough that they get in this hoarding mentality of, I gotta have more, because it's never enough for most preppers, right? And I see it from the sidelines. Same thing goes for the gun community. Same thing can go for the knife community. I mean, it's like you always want another knife, another gun, more ammo, right? More this, more that, and you don't realize it until it's too late that you're so far deep into the hoarding mindset that you have all this shit that you can't use anymore, or it doesn't have any purpose to you. And that's the worst thing that I think anyone can find themselves in. Relating back to my grandfather, it's just things like you don't have any purpose. I mean, this has no purpose. You're never going to use these tools again. You're never going to shoot these rifles again. You're never going to go hunting. Let's get rid of this hunting thing, because I don't go hunting. I used to go with them, but I don't know if I'm going to be going anytime in the near future. When I need it, I'll get it. So use that. Use your noodle, all right? And be a smart prepper, not a dumb prepper. Adios.